Hi ladies, I'm back today with a video, and I want to talk about something kind of important and special, why I changed these little girls. And I know you're looking at their feet right now, which I don't necessarily just want you to look at their feet. These are my conjoined twins, and I did make them myself. And over here on the right, I'm shaking her head, over here on the right with the brown eyes is Bella Rosa. And on the left, over here, is Elizabetta. And they are conjoined twins, and I did make them. I think it's the Angel Kit limbs and Kira heads. And so they're here in their pretty pink dress, but I'm going to change them out into a gown, like a little nightgown type of thing for summer. It's so hot here, so I want to change them to that. And they're here because of the, I guess the subject of my video today. And I put some notes down because whenever I start talking, I don't want to lose my train of thought, which I do sometimes. So I've got notes to try to help me remember. So I'm going to talk about that while changing little girls. And they got a size 2 diaper on. They're pretty big girls. Let me go ahead and take Elizabetta's bonnet off. And I'll show you their hair in a second. But what I want to talk about today is I have a very dear friend of mine. And I just wanted to say that her being my friend, she has taught me lots of things. Just by the way, good things. Just by the way that she lives her life. And the way she is. Gosh, this is kind of tight on them. Oh, I was going to show you their hair. Sorry. Can you see their hair? They have painted hair. It's black. I did a painted hair. Just want to show you their hair. Okay, so we're going to change them. But my good friend, very dear friend, she knows who she is. Her name's Sandy. Just to preface this so you'll understand what I'm talking about, she has become completely blind in the last year or so. And I'm just saying that because that's going to help understand the point that I'm trying to make in this video. Anyway, she's become completely blind, and she is dealing very well with that. And as she tells me, she's very inspiring to me because she believes, and I believe it too, that God is sustaining her and God is getting her through all the challenges that comes with being blind. And the reason I'm just sharing that information with you is because she has taught me many things, but about her being blind, she's taught me that let's hope these fit these little girls, because they're kind of, you have to be careful. This is the reason I'm showing them, is because they're different. You have to kind of be careful with their clothes, because not all clothes fit them. But it looks like this one's gonna fit, I'm hoping. This is just a flowered little nightgown dress type of thing, and it's very good for the summer because it has been so hot here. But I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought again. But with my friend, my very good friend being blind, she has learned how, of course, to do things over, to do things differently. And I don't like how the arms look in this, but it kind of shows their arm cloth. I don't like that. Well, it doesn't show it too badly. This might not be the ideal outfit for them, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work for them. What I was just saying about my friend is that, I make videos and she really enjoys my videos, but now she has to rely on her hearing, obviously, because she can't see. So that made me think about, when I'm making videos, now I try to be more descriptive in when I talk about the babies and the things I'm doing with the babies, because I want my friend to be able to see in her mind's eye and understand, what I'm showing, and so she can experience it too. And so the point that I'm making is, I think all of us, even though we may not realize it, all of us communicate and perceive the world in different ways. And that's the point that I'm making, is I hope that, she's taught me that we need to learn as friends, as our friends and loved ones, we need to learn ways to communicate with our friends and loved ones that might be different than we're used to communicating, so that we can talk to them and we can have them experience our world too. We want to share that with them. So that's what I'm kind of using this video as a challenge. So if you can please answer in the comments, and also if you're YouTubers and you would like to incorporate it in a video, please do. And please let me know if this is the question or the challenge. If you have some, if you have a different way of communicating, or need your loved ones and friends to communicate to you in a different way, please give some suggestions of how you think that you could do that for your friends, or you would like someone to do that for you. And also an example of that would be, I would also use my son, who has moderate autism, and he does very well with it, but he sees things very differently, I've noticed. One way to explain that is he sees things the way he explains things, and things, and that is part of communication. That instead of a traditional way of saying, like, I feel sad today, or something like that, instead of saying that, when he was younger, he would come downstairs and he would look at the cat, and he would use the cat as sort of a way of communication, of talking about the cat. He would say, the cat smells like sadness today. So that was his way of communicating sadness, the feeling of sadness. He would actually use the cat kind of as a way to communicate, like saying that she smells like sadness. And that was not our traditional way of feeling sadness. He was smelling sadness. And so that's an example of a way to communicate better with everyone. So I picked up on that with him, and I would come back to him and I would say, well, today, what does this dog smell like? I would meet him where he was at, and I would try to communicate with him in that way. So that's what I'm talking about. So I'd like to challenge everyone to either, comment and say how you would like people to communicate with you that would make it easier, or if we have ideas of how we can communicate with our loved ones and our friends. An example with Sandy, what I try to do is make my videos a lot more, and I did put headbands. One of the girls already had a headband on, but they have matching ones. Can you see that? With Sandy, as I make the videos a lot more communicative and detailed, I try to explain the things so that she can see them in her mind. Like, for instance, I would say, the little twin girls, the conjoined twins, I believe she has seen them before, so that helps. Before she went blind. But they're wearing a long nightgown, and it's white with blue checks on it, and tiny, tiny pink butterflies and tiny flowers all over it. And then it has a lace at the top around their necks, white lace, and it has a blue ribbon with a little flower in the middle, a little blue flower in the middle of the ribbon. And then it has scalloped sleeves, short sleeves, and they have full arms, so it goes right up on the top of their shoulder, the sleeves. And it's a very thin, nice, soft dress for the summertime, so that they'll be cool. So I would go into more detail and try to remember to do that, to explain how it looks to her. And I also wanted to use an example that actually Jesus did this, and we hear that in the Bible when Jesus wanted to explain his life lessons or his truths. He started to explain those by parables, and he explains in the Bible why he used parables, because parables was a way of storytelling that everyone could understand. And before, sometimes I don't like to use the word religion, but things throughout the temple in that time, the teachings of the temple were taught for the very learned and the ones that were very educated, highly educated. So Jesus wanted everyone to understand God's truths and life lessons. So he started teaching in parables. And they were like stories that were easy to understand, that everyone could understand. And he wanted everyone to be able to communicate to everyone. So that's why he used parables at times. So that was just an example. I was trying to think of examples to let y'all understand different ways to communicate. And also, if y'all are familiar with the poet Walt Whitman, he was a very good poet. He really understood people and the human condition, as we call it. A quote from him, he said, "I do not ask the wounded man how he feels. I myself become the wounded man." Sorry, my voice is scratchy. So he was saying, in other words, that he was very empathetic. He could put himself in the very shoes of the person that was suffering. He didn't just ask them, "How do you feel and what should I do?" He himself really put himself in their shoes. And if you ever read anything Walt Whitman wrote, you'll see that he was really good at doing that. He actually had a series of writings where he wrote about in the Civil War and the soldiers in the hospitals. He wrote about the soldiers in the hospitals, and he just didn't write about it. He actually, like I said, he put himself in their shoes. He went there and became a nurse and tended their wounds and sat with them and ate with them and tended their wounds and cared for them. So that was his way of becoming the wounded man himself. So anyway, I hope this is kind of a different kind of video, and I just wanted to say how much I appreciate my friend Sandy and how much she inspires me every day. And that was one of the life lessons she's taught me, is to try to communicate with your friends and family in whatever different way that they need you to communicate with them. Or if you're a person that needs to communicate differently, let your friends and family know how they can help you and how they can talk to you and communicate with you in the way that you need. So that's why I brought these little girls on here, because they are differently abled, as Chinza Dawes says. She makes the babies that are differently abled, and I love that term. Instead of disabled, she calls them differently abled people, and I really like that. So these girls are differently abled because they share a body. They share one body. So I just wanted to bring these girls on today to show, to represent we're all different in some way or another. And I just wanted to emphasize again that we have to learn how to communicate differently with each other if that's our need and our loved ones need. And I'm sure there's at least one or two, or probably more than that, people in your life that need to be communicated in a different way with, so that they can understand. So I just wanted to challenge y'all. If you would like to leave a comments, please, like I said, comment and say ways, if you have issues or special needs, please comment how people can communicate and work with you better, more efficiently. And if you're not that person, then please put your ideas of the ways that you think you can communicate with your loved ones better. I think I'll be very interested to see that. And I just wanted to talk about that. Look at these beautiful girls. They're so cute. I really like them. People seem to really appreciate these babies. It was funny, my dad came in one day, and I hadn't told him about these babies. They were sitting on the couch, and he says, "Does that baby have two heads?" I said, "Yes, it does. The babies have two heads. It's two babies." I'd explained to him it's two babies, but they have two heads in one body. So he thought that was neat. Okay, so I just wanted to show you these girls, and I'm getting ready to run out of time. But please, if you feel inclined, please take up the challenge, and let's talk about how we can communicate in different ways to each other when we all have special needs, because we can all, in lots of ways, we all need communication in different ways, because we all want to encourage each other and love each other, love on each other. So that's all I really want to talk about today, and I'll be coming back with another video later today, and I will be showing the Nerlies again, and they're going to be in it. The little alien babies are going to be in their incubator, and they're going to be getting their therapies, their special therapies, because they're preemie alien babies. So they're going to get their special therapies in their incubator. So I'll be showing that later today. And these little girls, Bella Rosa and Elizabetta, just wanted to see their aunties today and show you how beautiful they are and how different they are. And I will be talking to you soon. Like I said, please leave a comment about what we talked about. I would love to see your comments and your input. That's really important to me, is y'all's comments and your interacting. I love to interact with y'all. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a blessed and a wonderful day, and I will talk to you very soon.